Hey everyone, I'm back and I'm here to talk about Hellva Boss Season 2, Episode 2. Ah, I say right now, I like the episode as much as I hate it, but very distinct issues. Let me explain. See, all my issues can boil down into two problems. A, they kind of forgot what happened back in episode 7 of season 1 between Boytel and Stolas. So it's kind of weird that they don't acknowledge it, and that what throws me off a little bit, as well as I'm gonna say it, that Luna adoption scene. That is both of them are what's bothering me. And I gotta say, they're both very problematic for this series if you're gonna play the long game. So let's be honest with ourselves with what happened in episode 7. Um, That was a brutal falling out, and you would think that now that we're at the current timeline, that they would at least acknowledge it to some extent. Well, of course not. They don't really acknowledge it since, well, we gotta get the book, guys. We gotta get the book because, of course, if the book gets stolen in the second season. Of course, that makes sense. But why? I get into how the whole stuff works, but I also gonna acknowledge the fact that somehow stores cares about his daughter so much to not care that I will respect that. But I also will point out the deadly issue with it later on because I was falling out. You'd think they would break up, and it was mostly sexual tension. And well, we see how it doesn't happen when we get to that weird ass studio.
And splits, if your performance on stage is half as good as it is in bed, you'll leave them breathless.
And I mean, this only is part of it, but then you go a little deeper with this because of one more that was Stars and Boys. So wait, we're gonna ignore everything that happened in episode 7, which I'm just gonna say, we already granted you one retcon already. I shouldn't grant you another because this is inconsistency. It's one thing to retcon to make your story work. It's another thing when I could say you did it out of laziness. Anyways, that is really the point of annoyance. It's one of those where you pay attention to it so well that annoys you. When they don't do it, they'll commit to it and try and dodge it in a very clunky way. But at this point, I'm out of issues with the stores and boards breakup. And to be honest, I think they have to acknowledge it at some point. They have to acknowledge it. Unfortunately, that's all I got for this problem, and to be honest, it's not really the main thing I'm going to be talking about. But I do want to acknowledge the issue. Anyways, on to the second problem that I have. So as someone with a disability, how should I interpret this?
Aw, they're all so cute. And they're sad.
Alright, we're going to use some context in the dog breeding world. Pugs are so inbred to a point where they have a hard time breathing, and it's hard, it actually hurts them to actually walk around. So you tell me what I should take away from this. What does it say to me? Are these kids, these essentially hellhounds in this adoption facility? We'll get to that. Are such disabled in some context? Did how did the same thing what we did to dogs? There's so many questions that they don't answer, and the thing is, it's a slippery slope if you go the wrong way. Because I'm gonna say it right now, this Brandon and whoever else is writing there, um, if you're planning on going the route of making Hellhound some sort of, I'm gonna use the word, some sort of replacement for disabled people, what a great insult you made. What a great insult. Because only is a more easier way that you could do it. And you've shown that you could. You've shown back in episode 5. So what's different now? Why are you trying to sidestep the disabled? Are you trying to make some sort of plot around this? What are you trying to tell me as a disabled person? Are you telling me that this is how we should take this? What should I interpret as? Because to me, that's pretty dang offensive. I'm sorry for anyone who says it's not, but consider the fact that most of us live in places where we don't have freedom, even here in the West, the homeland of the freedoms, and yet here we are. We're still stuck in care houses or families and mental facilities. How else should I take this thing? Now, let me be clear. The idea of having like a society that enslaves disabled people isn't the problem. That is interesting. I wouldn't be upset about that. It's more the matter of setup and execution that where this episode fails, and so at the end of the day, it backfires in a very weird way because it's not done right. It's not fully set up or planned. It just feels awkward.
My baby bitch! I'll never get rid of her!
And what makes this whole thing even worse is that we repeat Riverland in reverse. Unlike in Mulan, where the comet could stop, this incident, the comet is launched at full speed for really a very weird setup. And I'm just gonna say, yes, it was funny, but if you're gonna play the long game, this isn't how you do it. This is how to fall apart. Overall, I don't hate the episode. I just don't like it. I love it because of the comedy and I hate it because of the implications. The only thing I got left to say is I hope they be careful with how they proceed with this episode. Because right now, it's on a downward spiral. Hellva Boss might kill itself. I don't want to see that to happen because I enjoy it. I might be upset over this one episode, but I still enjoyed it. That's the thing. I'm not. I might be critical, but I'm still here to enjoy it. And maybe you all can understand why I kinda hate this being on the route it might take. But either way, I can say 7 out of 10. It's still decent. But at this point, see you guys later.